It's 3 a.m. The house is silent and you're deep in sleep, but suddenly you feel a heavy presence. You slowly open your eyes and there, just inches from your face, is your cat. They aren't moving. They aren't meowing. They are simply staring at you with unblinking wide eyes in the dark. It's a scene that feels like it's pulled straight from a horror movie, leaving many owners feeling unsettled or even a bit watched. Most people assume their cat is just hungry, bored, or perhaps even plotting something mischievous while the world is quiet. But what if that intense, silent gaze isn't a demand for food or a sign of feline creepiness? What if, behind those glowing eyes lies a message of profound trust, primal protection, and a silent, emotional bond that most owners completely misinterpret? There is a hidden truth behind why your cat watches you dream, and it's far more touching than you ever imagined. Waking up to your cat's unblinking stare in the middle of the night is an experience almost every cat owner shares. It is incredibly easy to misread this quiet behavior, because we tend to view the world through a human lens. A silent, intense stare in the dark feels intrusive, demanding, or just plain weird. Most of us immediately assume our cats are begging for an early breakfast, annoyed that we are sleeping, or trying to wake us up for playtime. However, jumping to these conclusions ignores the complex and subtle ways felines communicate with their favorite humans. In this video, we are going to decode 6 hidden meanings behind why your cat watches you sleep. Based on feline behavior research, psychological attachment studies, and real-life care experiences, we will reveal what your cat is truly trying to say when the lights go out. Understanding these quiet signals will completely change how you view your late-night interactions and strengthen the bond you share. So, let's uncover the first and perhaps most primal reason your cat is standing guard over your bed. 1. Your cat is checking to see if you are safe and still breathing. When your cat leans in close to your face, staring intently while you are asleep, it can feel surprisingly invasive. You might even feel their whiskers tickling your cheek or their warm breath on your skin. Many owners mistake this for the cat trying to be annoying or intentionally waking them up. However, the truth lies in their wild instincts. In nature, sleep is the most vulnerable state for any animal. When you are asleep, your defenses are completely down. Feline behaviorists have observed that bonded cats will naturally monitor their family members during this time. They watch the rise and fall of your chest and listen to your breathing. Your cat is essentially standing guard. They see you as a vital part of their family, and their intense stare is a protective measure to ensure you are safe while you are unconscious. If you happen to wake up to this behavior, do not push them away aggressively. Instead, offer a soft, reassuring word or a gentle pet to let them know you are perfectly fine, which will help them relax. This protective instinct seamlessly leads into how they anticipate your morning routine. 2. They are reading your biological signs before you wake up. Have you ever noticed that the very moment your breathing changes or you shift slightly under the covers, your cat immediately starts purring, meowing, or pawing at you? It is easy to assume they are just impatient and demanding their breakfast. But cats are creatures of habit with highly acute senses. They are masters at reading human body language and physiological cues. They can detect the subtle shifts in your heart rate and the changing rhythm of your breath that signal you are transitioning out of deep sleep. Many cat owners report that their feline friends seem to know they are awake before they even open their eyes. The true meaning here is a deep anticipation of connection. You are the center of their universe, and your awakening is the most important event of their morning. To manage this without losing sleep, establish a consistent morning routine. Feed and play with them at the exact same time every day, so they learn to wait for the routine rather than your first breath of consciousness. If this is helping you understand your cat better, take a second to like this video and subscribe. And stay until the final sign, because it is often the one owners miss the most, even though it can change how safe your cat feels around you. 3. Your cat is using you as a secure base. Sometimes your cat will sit on your chest or stare at you from the foot of the bed when there is a sudden, unfamiliar noise outside, like a thunderstorm or loud traffic. Many people think the cat is simply terrified and freezing in place. However, a landmark 2019 study on feline attachment by researchers at Oregon State University revealed that cats, much like human infants and dogs, use their caregivers as a secure base in novel or stressful situations. When they hear something alarming, they look at your face to gauge your reaction. If you are sleeping peacefully and breathing steadily, you are unconsciously signaling to them that the environment is safe. They rely on your calm energy to regulate their own fear. If you wake up and notice your cat looking tense or staring at you with wide eyes during a storm, respond with calm confidence. Speak to them in a soothing tone and offer gentle strokes. Showing them that you are unfazed will help them realize there is no real danger. And once they feel safe, they might just show you their ultimate sign of trust. 4. They are communicating through a feline smile. Imagine waking up briefly in a dim room to find your cat staring at you, but their eyes are half closed and they are blinking very, very slowly. A common misconception is that your cat is simply fighting sleep or feeling groggy, but science tells a much more heartwarming story. A 2020 study published in the journal Scientific Reports confirmed that the slow blink is a genuine form of positive emotional communication in cats. It is the feline equivalent of a warm, loving smile. When your cat looks at you and slowly closes and opens their eyes while you are resting, they are expressing absolute comfort and affection. It means they feel completely vulnerable and trust you entirely in this quiet moment. The best way to respond to this silent declaration of love is to speak their language. Instead of ignoring them or just going back to sleep, softly meet their gaze and slowly blink back at them. This simple exchange reinforces your bond and reassures them of your mutual affection, making them feel secure enough to fully claim their space near you. 5. Claiming the secure territory and reinforcing your bond. You might often find your cat sitting on a high vantage point, like your headboard or a bedside table, or resting one paw on your arm while looking down at you. It is easy to misinterpret this as your cat trying to dominate you, assert authority, or simply take over the most comfortable spot in the room. But for small predators, surveying a secure territory is a deeply ingrained instinct. Your bed is the ultimate safe zone because it is heavily saturated with your scent, which provides them with immense comfort. By placing a paw on you or watching over you from above, they are claiming you and your shared space as their sanctuary. They feel secure enough to rest in your most intimate area. As an owner, you should respect this shared territory. Avoid shooing them off the bed abruptly or aggressively. If you need to move them to get comfortable, do so gently, acknowledging that they chose this spot specifically because it smells like their favorite person. But what happens when this need for closeness turns into quiet worry? 6. Experiencing silent separation anxiety. The most profound and often misunderstood reason your cat stares at you while you sleep is what can be described as silent separation distress. You might see them staring unblinkingly with a slightly tense posture, especially if you sleep heavier, sleep in later than usual, or have been away from home a lot lately. Owners frequently brush this off, assuming their cat is just bored and waiting to be entertained. However, when you fall into a deep sleep, you become completely unresponsive to the world around you. For a highly bonded or sensitive cat, this lack of interaction can actually feel like a temporary absence or abandonment. Behavioral researchers note that cats can experience mild separation anxiety even when you are physically in the same room, simply because you are not engaging with them. They are genuinely worried about your unresponsiveness, and their intense stare is filled with a longing for connection and a need for reassurance that you are still there for them. If your cat frequently seems restless or stares at you anxiously in the middle of the night, try to provide them with a comforting presence. Leave a worn t-shirt that smells strongly of you near their sleeping area, or establish a calming, focused cuddle session right before you go to sleep. This helps them feel totally secure and loved before you disappear into your dreams. Your cat's midnight stare isn't about demanding food or being creepy. It is a profound mix of primal protection, seeking a secure base, showing deep affection through slow blinks, and even a quiet separation anxiety when you are completely unresponsive. Understanding these hidden meanings reminds us that loving a cat is not just about reading their body language. It is about respecting the pure and vulnerable ways they choose to communicate with us. The next time you wake up to those wide eyes in the dark, How will you choose to answer their silent call for connection? If you learn something new about the way your cat speaks to you, subscribe for more quiet truths about feline behavior. And if you want to know the everyday habits that secretly make your cat lose trust in you, some of which look completely harmless, watch the next video on the screen.